All right, good afternoon, everybody. It's your boy Akeen, and welcome to today's college football preview. Here to talk about Week 8's game of the week, number 5 Notre Dame at number 2 Florida State. Now, this is going to be a good quarterback battle between Everson Golson out of Notre Dame and Jameis Winston out of Florida State. Both these two players are very similar. Neither player has lost a regular season matchup. The only loss for Notre Dame quarterback Everson Golson was back in 2012 in that BCS National Championship in which the Notre Dame Fighting Irish got crushed by Auburn. Now for Jameis Winston, he is 19-0 as a starter. These two quarterbacks are very similar, not only on the field but a little bit off the field. Both these two particular quarterbacks has caused some distraction for their teams respectively. Starting for Everson Golson, he was out for the entire 2013 season due to academic issues, but then he was reinstated and it looks like he's going on the right track so far this season. Now for quarterback Jameis Winston, he has been a sideline nuisance outside the field, dealing with a couple of issues and even one that is continuing. The latest immaturity act that he's accused of is that he has actually signed autographs and have received payment, and the NCAA is still under investigation with this particular case, but he should be still available for tomorrow's matchup against the Fighting Irish. Now let's talk about the keys to victory for both these two teams. I'm going to start off with Notre Dame. Most importantly, the number one key, they need to protect the football. Now over the course of the last 3 games, they actually committed 10 turnovers and they need to do a better job. Everson Golson actually has 4 interceptions within those last 3 games to 0 interceptions to the first 3 games of the season. Things started to turn onto the wrong direction against Syracuse. Even though they still are undefeated, they have struggled a little bit offensively, and Everson Golson needs to do a better job throwing the football and protecting the football. Not just Everson Golson, but the entire team. They need to do a good job protecting the football. Turnovers will be key. If Notre Dame commits turnovers, they will definitely have a chance of losing this matchup. Next thing they need to do, they need to execute big plays, deep ball on plays. That's what they're really going to need to focus on, because Notre Dame cannot run the football effectively. I was thinking about putting that as a key factor for this game, but I have no faith in Notre Dame's Fighting Irish's ground attack. They're going to have to put the ball in the hands of Everson Golson, and he's going to have to carry the workload and put the team on his shoulders in this matchup, and he needs to throw great, accurate passes, especially in the deep ball. They need to execute big plays in order for them to have a chance of scoring and winning this game. And last but not least, on the defensive side, they're going to have to pray to God. They're going to have some great improvement on the defense. They're going to have to really stick with their plays and stick to their assignments. Particularly one area that I'm going to be looking at is their linebackers. They're going to have to deal with a lot of check releases from those Florida State running backs, and they're going to have to deal with a lot of one-on-one coverages against Nick Leary, the second leading receiver. He's actually a good Mackey award-winning candidate coming towards the end of the season. Nick Leary, the tight end for Florida State, I think he's going to be a good mismatch against the Fighting Irish linebackers, and this is going to be a tough task. They're going to have to do a good job in coverage, particularly in the check release and the tight end position against Florida State. Now for Florida State, only 2 things I have in mind for them and their keys to victory. Starting with 1, Jameis Winston just needs to take advantage of Notre Dame's secondary. They have a little bit of a weak secondary, and they were definitely exposed last week against North Carolina, and he also is going to have to use and take advantage of one-on-one coverages, and they have some great athletic players around Jameis Winston to throw the football to, particularly in Rashad Green. He's actually leading the team in receiving, well over 500 yards receiving on this season. Now he could be out for this game due to injury, but I still think he's going to be available for this particular matchup, and he is a good All-American candidate come towards the end of the year. Now on the defensive side, they need to follow the same format and the same blueprint, starting back again for the Syracuse Orangemen as well as Stanford and North Carolina, and that is pretty much maul Golson. They need to just attack him and just swarm around him. They put a lot of pressure in Everson Golson. Notre Dame will definitely lose this game. Now they had a close victory over Stanford a couple of weeks ago, but that was mainly because Stanford's offense has not been playing too well this season. And last week, North Carolina still lost that matchup, but their offense still put 43 points against Notre Dame's defense. So the defense is going to be very key for this matchup. In order for Notre Dame to win this game, they're going to have to do a great flawless job on the defensive side. They cannot afford any mental mistakes. For this matchup, I'm going to have to go with the Noles in this one. This game is going to be at Tallahassee. Florida State has the home field advantage over Notre Dame. And even though they did beat a good defense in the Stanford Cardinal, I think the Florida State defense is still at the same level as Stanford, and their offense is way much better than the Cardinals' offense. So I'm going to have to go with Florida State in this one. I think Florida State should win by at least 14 points in this game. I have absolutely no faith in the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, but if they win again, I will be very shocked. This could be a big upset for this season, but I'm going to have to still go with FSU over Notre Dame. Now, the next time I'm going to catch you guys will be on Monday, where I will give you a recap of this week's key matches. Thank you for watching today's vlog from Football Source. I'm your man, Akeem McCall. Be easy.